We're taking our 78-foot yacht through the once deadly Seymour Narrows, one of the most feared stretches of water on the BC coast. For years, Ripple Rock hid just below the surface here, sinking ships and taking lives until it was blown up in a massive explosion. The danger's not over though. Winter tides, fast currents, and today, 2 tugboats with massive barges coming through at the same time. Did we time it right? Watch to find out. Are you ready for adventure? Subscribe now because we're getting ready for the Great Siberian Sushi Run. Cruised 8 hours down the Johnstone Strait with 25 to 30 knots of wind behind us. Good fun. It's getting too dark to go through the dreaded Seymour Narrows, so instead we're going to pop into a little anchorage right by the Chained Islands. So we're just heading into there. We're going to crash for the night, and then we've got to check out the charts to go through Seymour Narrows tomorrow. And just to let you know, we are north of Seymour Narrows now. We've just been cruising through the Broughton Archipelago for the last 3 weeks, and we are just heading back to Victoria. So we'll be transiting Seymour Narrows in January from the north to the south. So it might get interesting. Coming into an anchorage you've never been to, and with no info, is always nerve-wracking. Is it deep enough? What's the bottom like? Is there room to swing? You just have to trust your gut and your charts. And sometimes, you just have to say no. I'd rather go through Seymour Narrows. This is one of those anchorages where we just don't feel comfortable, so we're bailing. Where we're gonna go next? I don't know. We'll let you know. We're going in through Seymour Narrows tomorrow. We just tried that other one. We didn't feel comfortable. And now we're going into one called Small Inlet, but it only has a 7-foot deep entrance. But we're at a 10-foot high tide right now, so that would give us 17, and we draw 5.5. I don't think there'll be an issue.
There'll be an issue. It's pretty narrow.
But we're just going to go very slow.
I mean, if you think about it, like 5.5 feet, that's like, I can stand up and the water would be to here. So, that's not a lot of water.
Sometimes I think we're crazy on where we take the 78-foot boat. However, we're getting to know her so well and how she responds that we both kind of have faith in driving her. Lane more so than me. He's the one who usually drives through these narrow areas. I just kind of hang out until it's my turn to put down the anchor. But these narrow entrances, they make life interesting, and they do get us into some absolutely beautiful anchorages. And the fact that we're in there tight allow us to sleep for the night.
There'll be current coming out of here though.
There will be?
Yeah.
Are you ready for that?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
Come on, Stella and Portia. This is definitely not as bad as when he went into Booker Lagoon. That was a bit crazy.
It is wider.
Yes, it is wider. It looks like less current.
Here anyway. Right through there where the current's gonna pick up.
Yep, you got it though. Quick interruption. May 10th, we got something really cool, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Da da da. Da, 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 da. Wait for it. Da, 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 da. So mark your calendars, May 10th. This is our depth here. It's actually going down now back to 30, and you can see the entrance we're coming through.
This is supposed to be the shallower area up here.
It's supposed to be coming to 7 right now. We're still at, oh, a little blip. It could be a fish.
Fish detected.
Oh, see? It was a fish. You know what I'm going to do when we get in there? Fish!
No one would have guessed. Okay, here comes the bottom up to 20.
20 feet.
which I would expect it to be right around 20 feet because we're 7 foot and a 10-foot tide. So that makes sense.
We had one little blip there, eh?
Yep.
That'll be interesting tomorrow.
That was right at the 7 foot mark.
So that's good to know.
Yeah. Oh, somebody
There's
here.
another boat! Wow, you know you're out of the Broughtons when you're seeing another boat. That's crazy. We haven't seen another boat in a very long time. At least not one in an anchorage.
Nope.
And welcome to Small Inlet. This is a much better anchorage, and both Blaine and I would definitely get some sleep here. Absolutely stunning.
So I'm planning our day for tomorrow, and I'm looking at the current flow table for Seymour Narrows for tomorrow. And so I've opened up my current chart for that specific Narrows, and right now we're here, and we've got 10.8 knots flowing against where we'd be headed. Overnight at midnight, it's going to see 13.8 knots of peak current through Seymour Narrows. That is ridiculous. Like, we wouldn't even be able to power through that. We would move nowhere.
But is that north to south or south to north?
That's south to north. Yeah, that would be going with us. But if we were trying to go against that, we would go nowhere. So tomorrow, what I'm trying to do is figure out a good time to go through.
10
at
o'clock?
7 in the morning, it's flowing 10.5 knots against us. And then probably right about here would be a good time to head through, which is 9:30, which is 4 knots against us, and it'll be rapidly changing to 6 knots with us by
Let's
the
go
time
6
we get
knots
noon.
with us.
Well, that's at noon, so we'll be through by then.
Because that'd be fun.
Yeah,
That'd be like a sled ride. We could actually get her up to about
I think it'd
15
be
knots.
fun to go through at 13.5 knots and hit 20 plus with the boat, but that would also be terrifying and probably
Okay.
not a good idea.
So 10 a.m.?
Yeah, 10 a.m. 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we'll leave here at 8:30 in the morning, and that will get us there at probably 9:30. So we're about an hour away.
When you're going to transit Seymour Narrows, you definitely have to plan it. Even us, who we can push 10 knots, 12 knots if we need to with our engines, you really have to plan it. Can you imagine if you're like a sailboat and it's like 6 knots is your max? You definitely have to go on a slack tide. It's also a very long Narrows, and we'll tell you all about the history tomorrow when we're going through it. Good morning. Today's the day. Seymour Narrows. I'm just going to start pulling the anchor in Small Inlet. I need my first cups of tea first, or first gulps of tea in the morning. Blaine's having his coffee. But it's beautiful. We're going to get out of here and transit the great Seymour Narrows. Anchors are up. Are you ready to go back through this very small inlet? Remember last night when we came in, we actually got to the shallowest area, which was 10 feet. We take 5.5 feet. So let's see how this morning goes. We're about an hour from Seymour Narrows, and if we've timed it right, we should only have about 2 to 3 knots against us, so not a problem. You see that stretch of water down there? That's Seymour Narrows. Looks peaceful now, right? But for years it was one of the most dangerous places to take a boat on the entire BC coast. The real problem? A hidden mountain under the water called Ripple Rock. It was just 9 feet below the surface, and it was a killer. In the late 1800s to the 1950s, Ripple Rock sank over 100 boats. It took more than 110 lives. It was so bad, even Captain Vancouver called it one of the most vilest stretches of water he'd ever seen. So in 1958, Canada decided...
Right now. But we have our helmets on, we will have our mouths open, our eyes wide open, and we'll just stand here and watch like you're going to do. That placid-looking water at this moment is about to erupt. Actually, at this moment, the tide is flowing, ebbing, I should say. It's ebbing north at approximately 10 knots, and it is 2 feet above mean low water.
My mistake, 2 or 3 knots with us, which is even better. So let's see how fast we can get through Seymour Narrows with 2 or 3 knots behind us. I'm anticipating 11 knots. What do you think?
Around there.
Around there?
Yeah.
Will we break 12? That's the question.
So we're just before tide shift right now, and we're working our way towards Seymour Narrows. We're getting a little bit of current movement here. You can see big upwelling in the waters, things like that. So we're just going to push through it here. We're not too far away from the Narrows, so we'll be through soon. But the current should be slowing down because it's supposed to flip here very shortly.
And why is the tugboat way over there?
I think there's probably a bit of an eddy, because you can see there's this headland that sticks out, and I think the current hits that and then it probably eddies here, so he's probably working the other side of the eddy. So he's probably not fighting the current as bad. That's what I'm assuming anyway.
So he obviously knows this area quite well. He's been through here a few times.
Sure, he's been through here plenty of times.
We're just coming into Seymour Narrows, but it's still quite a distance away from us. But already we are getting upwells and eddies. And isn't the tide supposed to be changing right now?
It's supposed to be, yeah.
It's not on schedule. No. It is supposed to be changing, but let me show you what's happening already. We also have one tug going through with us, so I think we should be able to pass him. He's right over here.
Oh yeah, shoot.
And we have one tug coming towards us that we're keeping an eye on. Thank gosh for AIS, it makes such a difference. You can see the tugs and what they are, and the directions they're going, and the speed, and they can see us too, which is a good thing.
So it looks like we're going to be passing 3 abreast here in the Narrows. We've got a tug coming this way. We've got one directly on our beam, and I'm shoreside. So I'm just going to cut the shore close and stay out of the way.
So you can see them on AIS. This is us. We've got Storm Away coming that way, and Risco Warrior going that way. So he should cut between us, and we're going to hit both shores. Usually we try to pass port to port, which is why we're on the starboard side. I think Storm Away
He just kind of was on the other side.
he's just playing the eddies or something. But Risco Warrior is going to come right between us.
It appears so.
They haven't radioed us yet, but it's obvious by AIS on what's happening.
Yeah. Like I said, just stay out of the way. There's lots of water right up the shore, so don't have to worry about hitting anything. We're in it now, doing about 6.5 knots from our original 8.5. So we got a couple of knots against us. Might get one more knot by the time we get into the middle over here. I think Stornoway over there he's in the back eddy on that side because he picked up speed. but we're kind of bucking it a bit on this side.
We always pick the wrong side, kind of like picking the wrong line in the grocery store. Always pick the wrong one.
We've sped up now. Now we're doing 9.5 knots.
So I thought we'd see 11, maybe 12. You're seeing 11. That's our
9.5.
goal. But now we got 9.3.
Yeah.
I know, but earlier in the video we're saying that our goal. Let's see if we can see it.
I think we might still be a little early is the thing. So I think we're right at tide change right now. So not getting as fast as what we would normally do.
So this riverway last night, what did you say, at midnight was flowing what?
Well, the chart said it was flowing 13 knots.
That's insane. That's as fast. It's way faster than we go.
Faster than we go. I think 13 knots is hull speed for us.
Whew. Imagine this flowing at 13 knots.
Yep. Oh, we're about to get a big push here. Feel the whole boat side shifting?
Yep. Woohoo! Here we go.
There it is. Come on. Back the other way now, please.
Come on, Tonga, you can respond. That was kind of fun
That's a big one.
to push a 78-foot boat around.
Yeah. I remember coming through here on Galileo years ago. 123 footer, and it was heeling over as it went through these lines.
We are now down to 5.8 knots. And what's interesting about coming through Seymour Narrows, north to south, is us and the tugboat are actually splitting Ripple Rock. So we are going on the starboard side of it. They are going on the port side of it, which is interesting.
I would probably say they're going on the east side of it, and we're going on the west side of it.
We're taking it to our port side, they're taking it to their starboard side. You know what I mean. So here is the famous Ripple Rock. This is Stormaway, they're coming down on this side, and we are coming down on this side. Definitely think we caught this a bit early. We're now down to 5.1 knots. 5.4, 5.3. We were hoping to get the speed behind us, but I think we're right at tide change. 5.6.
Pretty sure he's going to cut right across my bow, too. I bet he's going over there because he's already starting to turn across.
Oh, shoot. Does he see us?
Oh, I'm sure he's
Very interesting. He's just, I have right away, I'm just coming through.
pretty much it, yeah.
Big thing with these tugs, and some of them have really long lines, never, ever, 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 ever go between the tug and the tow. Like, look to see, if you see a tugboat, look to see for a tow, because boats have been cut in half with the cables when they pop up. Never, ever, 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 ever go between. Yep, just gonna cut right across us.
Yeah.
And that was Seymour Narrows. It's not that, I don't know, worrisome of a channel. I think the biggest thing to make sure is that you time and check the tide charts. I wouldn't want to be going through here at 12 knots of current. So I think we timed it pretty good, and now we're off to Comox. If you like this adventure, come with us next as we tackle Devil's Hole, another wild ride through BC's toughest waters.